Well, now that fall is finally here, well, at least in the evening hours anyway, you can kind of feel the coolness in the air. You know, we thought we'd provide you with some fall dishes that are a little more hearty and perfect for the evening time. Right here we have Executive Chef Patrick Karvis from Taphouse Kitchen in here making braised short ribs.
That I am.
Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, it smells wonderful in here.
Thank you.
Is this a new item on your menu?
This is a new item. This is part of our fall menu.
Okay.
Fall flavors, best time of the year. I love October, you know, getting into the holidays and things like that. Short ribs and risotto, ultimate comfort food, ultimate fall flavors. It's going to be killer.
Nice combination. First of all, let's talk about short ribs because
Sure.
I'm not even sure what they are. I keep thinking it's ribs with a bone in them.
Well,
you know.
they do have the bone on them. I actually took this when I took the bone off.
Why?
Just because I think it just cooks up better. And, you know, honestly, when you're paying for it, you're paying for that. For the bone.
I know.
You know what I mean? So
yes, I do know what you mean.
This is all meat. This is all beef.
So
know?
should you ask for it without the bone?
You can do that. It was
okay.
with the bone, you know, you get a little bit of marrow in there, which is fantastic, and people love it. And it makes a nice rich sauce. But we're going to make a rich sauce with this, with the Papago Joe's coconut stout, and it's going to be fantastic.
Coconut stout.
What we're going to do is we're going to season this guy up with some fresh cracked pepper.
This might be a silly question.
Little bit of salt.
Is this like one serving or
This is I made an extra big one for you.
Okay, I was going to say that's a nice sized chunk.
We do good. I mean, you can see that one over there. We do a great sized portion.
Yeah.
So we're just going to put a little bit of flour on there.
This is the finished one right here, by the way.
And the flour, this is going to just make a nice crust on there when we go to sear it.
Okay.
And it's also going to help thicken our sauce as it cooks down, almost like a roux.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get a little bit of olive oil in there.
Okay, stand back, Zane.
And we're going to start searing that guy. What we want to do is cook it on all sides, get a nice brown crust on each side.
Okay.
And start our caramelization process.
And so you're not trying to cook it through. You're just trying to
get
the little outside crusty.
We're bringing out all the flavors.
Gotcha.
We're getting the flavors going, and then that way, once we add our stock and things like that, we'll take up some of the residue from the bottom from the beef, and that's where you get your nice beef flavor.
Ooh, okay.
So while that's searing, we're going to take a little bit of chicken stock here. Nice hot pan.
Nice hot pan. Good job.
These are roasted shallots. Okay, we roasted them in the oven, 350 degrees for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
A little bit of salt and pepper and olive oil on there.
Alrighty.
And then we're going to take our rice. Now this is arborio rice, which is an Italian rice, and the risotto term is actually the style of how we cook the rice.
Oh.
The rice itself is called arborio.
Yeah, why is arborio so much more expensive than everything else? That's what I want to know.
Well, it's you know.
Is it a pasta?
No, it's rice. This is a
Okay.
rice. It has a very high starch content.
Okay.
And that's where you're going to get you'll see once we cook this down, the more the process of cooking the risotto is keep stirring it and stirring it, and then we add a little bit of cream, but it gets nice and thick because there's a high starch content in the rice.
Ooh, look at that.
So
That
we got
looks gorgeous.
we got our crust going there. We're going to add our mirepoix, which is celery, onion, carrot, garlic.
Okay. Have about a minute or so. Are you going to be able to?
And then this is the Papago Joe's coconut stout, and that's what we braise it in. And we just let this go for about 3 hours.
Oh my gosh. On the stove, or would you put it in the oven?
Well, you can pop it in the oven for about 300 degrees for about 3.5 hours, and just
Okay.
kind of let that go.
Okay.
The rice, we're going to add a little bit of cream, a little bit of salt.
So you're going to cook up the arborio rice first.
Correct.
Okay.
You can cook it ahead of time. I mean, you can do it to order, if you will. Takes about 30 minutes or so.
Oh, I bet that has amazing flavors with those roasted
So we got
shallots.
that going, and then we're just
Ooh.
going to finish it with some fontina cheese
Oh, yeah.
and just a little bit of butter.
Not too much.
And add.
And that becomes the starch portion of your
Right.
meal, right? Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take this bowl.
Okay. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but let me show you this right here. You just keep plating right there because this is how it looks. The risotto on the bottom, your braised short rib on top. And what do you have on top of that, little pickle?
It's a pickled braised red cabbage, so it's kind of like a sweet and sour cabbage.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
One for me and one for you.
There you
Wait,
go.
2 for me and none for you. Okay, anyway, we'll figure it out, Susan.